What is up and welcome back everyone. This is my 2004 Subaru Forester XS. The Forester that we take to the mountains and we do some off-road adventures with. As I've been teasing for a while, we're actually going to be modifying my car pretty heavily in the next couple months, so I thought now's a good time to reflect on this stock-ish form. The only real mods we have are the interior, roof rack, and rooftop tent, and those aren't really more functional mods, they're more an aesthetic mod besides the tent and the rack. But today we'll be just discussing some of the more mechanical parts and some of the things that I really just don't like about my Subaru Forester. But before we go ahead and take a look at the Forester, I do want to mention this because I had a lot of this on my things I hate about my 04 STI, and even though these are things I hate about my car, I still wouldn't trade it or sell it for the world. This car is going to be stuck with me for a very long time, so these are just some of the things that I really think are going to be changed, are going to be addressed really quickly, so maybe keep that in mind for modifications. Well, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the first thing. And the first thing is, well, it's under here, so let's go pop the hood. Well, now that we got it open, let's take a look what's inside here. So what's inside here, because this is the XS, which is like below the XT but above the base model Forester, is this has got the 2.5 liter single overhead cam Subaru boxer engine. So it is single overhead cam, so it's not making that much power. But I'm not really concerned about the power because this motor does a lot actually on the trails. As you guys have known, this keeps up with the XT, and it actually performs better in some places where I don't have that turbo kicking in and giving me power where I don't need it. So it's not the performance that's bothering me, it's the way it sounds. This motor has 300,000 kilometers on it because it was replaced under 100,000 on the original car because I don't know what happened, probably timing belt or something, but this engine ticks like a diesel and it has so much piston slap you think it'd be knocking. It literally sounds like a diesel, guys. I can't stress that enough. It sounds like a diesel when it starts up to the point where my neighbors think that it's gonna blow up, and it sounds almost like rod knock.
But before you go commenting that it's a Subaru and it's probably knocking, it isn't. It's piston slap. Well, a lot of it. I know this because after it's warmed up, it has pretty much stopped making the noise. Then it just sounds like a sewing machine. It has a slight tick to it. With Subarus, this can be a lot of things from injectors to drivetrain. Yet somehow, on the trails, it's still rock solid and not throwing any codes. Pretty surprising for 300,000 kilometers.
And for the next thing that I hate about my Forester, we'll move a little bit to the back, because this one, you guys know I've been dealing with quite a bit on this channel, and not just on this, but on my STI. It is these quarter panels. And if you guys have been tuned into this channel for a while, you know I've done this quarter panel twice, and this second time I actually cut out a lot of metal, but it's not rusty anymore because there's no metal to rust in that corner, so hopefully we're good. But this is definitely something that really annoys me with my car. It's been a losing battle that I've had for a while, and it's only this one. I have it a pretty much clean quarter on the other side, and the underside of this chassis is clean. It's just this one little spot on the chassis that's giving me a lot of grief.
I've taken the grinder and the drill to this corner of the car twice. The second time, I actually put holes in the side of it with the hopes to get all of the rust out, especially where the two pieces of metal meet. Well, this is a classic Subaru trait. I hoped I didn't have to deal with it due to the condition of the rest of the chassis, but I guess I was wrong.
And while we're on the subject of paint, that's the third thing, is the paint on this car. It is absolutely brutal. From here you guys can see, it might be actually kind of hard for you guys to see on camera, but there's a lot of spots that I'm fixing. We're gonna get to that soon, but as we walk around the car, you'll notice that there's lots of weird spots with the paint. Don't mind my tint. And then just like stuff like, here's my clean quarter panel, and then lots of little chips, lots of little things, and then that two-tone all there, and then the hood's got hail damage. The paint is in a really rough shape, but what do you expect for a car with almost 400,000 kilometers? And on top of that, as I mentioned, it's all two-tone. I don't know what Subaru is thinking with this.
The paint is especially bad right now, as I'm in the process of fixing the hundreds of paint chips that go all across the car. And besides that, I don't think the car has ever been waxed or polished in its whole life. So, 400,000 kilometers of chips, improper washing, off-roading, and whatever else the car was subject to is starting to show.
But the two-tone doesn't stop on the outside. As many of you guys know, the interior on this Forester is gray. We've started blacking it out through the process of doing the headliner and the A, B, and C pillars, but it's all still gray on the inside, like the seats, the rug, and that's something that I really just don't like because, well, it doesn't look the greatest. Check that out. Like, we've got black dash, and then it's all of a sudden gray, and then same with these door cards, it's all gray here too. I know Subaru's done a lot of light interiors in their cars, like a lot of base models have light interiors, but I don't know. They get dirty really quick. They just don't look as nice as a black interior, but I'm not a huge fan of them. Maybe I'm wrong, so if I'm wrong, let me know down below.
Besides just not being pleasing to look at, it's hard to have an adventure vehicle with a light interior. It shows every speck of dust and dirt. But we started to address that with the headliner and the pillars. Still, the bottom half, including the rug, is still gray. This is something I'm not looking forward to changing.
And for the final thing I hate about my Subaru, it's a pretty general one for this car. It is just that it's falling apart. It sounds like it's literally falling apart on the road. If you guys follow me and have followed the off-road videos, struts sound like they're literally falling apart or falling off. Subframe sounds weird. Everything just sounds weird. That could probably be attributed to the fact that this car, as I said, almost 400,000 kilometers, but there's stuff like the plastic trim. I've had plastic trim follow me, just little things here and there that are literally falling apart. So as those fall apart, we kind of have an option to go ahead and address those, and that's exactly what we're doing.
With 400,000 kilometers on the chassis, it's starting to show its age. I've done things like the end links, but the struts are going to take a little more than a refresh for these trails. Well, they still work. They vibrate and make a horrible clunking sound when driving. Maybe after we fix that, then I'll be able to hear if anything else is wrong.
Well, there we go. We have our top 5 things I hate about my Subaru Forester there. As I mentioned, these are maybe some of the things that will be changing pretty soon, so keep that in mind. And without further ado, that is going to be the end of today's video and the top 5 things I hate about this car. So, as always, peace out and stay humble.
All in the day.